Kinger's endless tower. Kinger, ever the eccentric and paranoid one of the group, found himself pacing in front of his makeshift fort. The structure was made from mismatched scraps, an odd blend of carnival debris, colorful tent fabrics, and whatever else he could find lying around. He felt safe there, or at least safer than outside in the wild chaos. A nagging sense of his mind that no, something's not right, he muttered, clutching his golden crown tighter. The circus, it's getting hungrier. I can feel it. It's coming for us. The others were scattered around the circus grounds, doing their usual routines. Jax was pranking Zubul, Ragatha was trying to calm Pomni, and Gangle was quietly floating about with her comedy mask on. But Kinger couldn't focus on them. He had felt the pull, something calling to him, whispering from the depths of the circus, dragging his attention to a place he'd been avoiding for as long as he could remember. The tower. It stood tall and foreboding at the very edge of the digital circus, its peak lost in the swirling, color-shifting sky. No one went near it, not even Jax, who usually thrived on daring others into dangerous or bizarre challenges. The tower had an air of something ancient, something wrong, like it didn't belong in the circus. Or maybe it was the heart of it, a place that knew all their fears. And today, Kinger couldn't stop thinking about it. It wants me to go there. But why? Kinger muttered, pacing even more frantically. I shouldn't. No, but I have to know. I have to understand what's happening here, what the circus is doing to us. Taking a deep breath, he grabbed his walking stick, more of a crutch for his nerves than anything, and began his slow march toward the tower. The others didn't notice as he slipped away. His movements were jittery, his steps uneven, but determination, or desperation, drove him forward. The climb. The base of the tower was massive, a sprawling stone structure that seemed out of place amidst the whimsical chaos of the digital circus. It looked older, more real, as though it had existed long before the circus itself came to be. As Kinger stood before the heavy wooden doors, he felt a cold breeze wash over him, despite the circus's usual warm, sticky air. I shouldn't do this. I really shouldn't. Kinger mumbled to himself, his hands trembling as they reached for the door handle. But something in the back of his mind pushed him forward. A voice, low and soft, urging him to go inside. The doors creaked open, revealing a spiraling staircase that seemed to climb forever. Kinger hesitated, looking back at the circus one last time. From here, it looked like a surreal painting, distant and dreamlike. For a moment, he considered turning back, but he knew he wouldn't find peace until he discovered the tower's secrets. With a deep breath, he began the climb. The stairs wound endlessly, each step echoing in the hollow space around him. The higher he went, the darker it became, the light from the circus fading away, replaced by a strange glow that seemed to come from the walls themselves. As Kinger climbed, he started hearing voices. At first, they were faint whispers, just on the edge of his consciousness. But as he ascended, they grew louder, clearer. Kinger, Kinger. He stopped, his heart pounding. Who's there? Show yourself. No one answered, but the whispers continued. They sounded familiar, like the voices of his friends, but distorted, twisted by something unseen. He shook his head and kept climbing. The tower seemed to stretch on forever, the steps growing steeper, the air heavier with each passing moment. Time felt meaningless inside the tower. Kinger had no idea how long he had been climbing. Hours, days, it didn't matter. All that mattered was reaching the top. He had to. Something was waiting for him there. Something that held the answers he desperately sought. The room at the top. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, Kinger reached the top. The stairs ended at a small wooden door, unremarkable compared to the vastness of the tower itself. His hand hovered over the doorknob, hesitation flooding his mind once more. "This is it," he whispered to himself. "No turning back now." He turned the knob and pushed the door open. Inside was a small, circular room. The walls were lined with old, dusty books, and at the center of the room stood a tall mirror, its surface covered in a thick layer of grime. There was no window, no other door, just the mirror. Kinger approached the mirror cautiously, his reflection barely visible beneath the dirt. He wiped away some of the grime with his sleeve, revealing his distorted image staring back at him. But something was off. His reflection didn't move in sync with him. It lagged, just a second behind, its eyes dark and sunken, its expression hollow. What is this?" Kinger asked, stepping back from the mirror. The reflection's lips moved, but no sound came. Then, slowly, it began to speak. "We are already lost, Kinger," the reflection said, its voice flat and emotionless. "The circus has taken us." Kinger's heart raced. No, that's not true. We can escape. We just need to—" "There is no escape," the reflection interrupted, its eyes locking onto Kinger's with a chilling intensity. "The circus is endless. It consumes all who enter. We are trapped in its loops, its games, forever." Kinger stumbled back, shaking his head. "That's a lie. We've been trying to find a way out. We'll find it." The reflection's smile twisted, becoming something dark and sinister. "You can't run from the truth forever. The others, Ragatha, Pomni, even Jax, they'll fall, just like you will. The tower knows. It sees everything." Kinger's legs gave out beneath him, and he fell to his knees, staring up at the mirror. His mind was spinning, overwhelmed by the reflection's words. "But we can't be trapped forever. There has to be a way out." The reflection stepped closer, pressing its hand against the glass. "The only way out is through the circus itself. But none survived the journey." Kinger felt the weight of the words settle into his bones. The reflection, though twisted and wrong, seemed to speak the truth. The circus wasn't just a place of bizarre games and endless chaos. It was a prison, a trap with no way out. "No," Kinger whispered, tears welling in his eyes. "No, it can't be true." The reflection's grin widened. "You will see soon enough. The tower has shown you the truth." Kinger collapsed fully to the floor, his crown clattering beside him. The room spun, his thoughts crumbling under the weight of the revelation. Was this really the end? Was there truly no escape from the circus's grasp? But as he lay there, staring into the reflection's empty eyes, a new thought entered his mind. If the tower had shown him the truth, maybe, just maybe, it also held the key to their escape. He wasn't ready to give up. Not yet. Not until he had explored every possibility. With trembling hands, Kinger pushed himself back to his feet. He wouldn't let the circus win. Not like this. "I'll find a way," he whispered, his voice shaking but determined. "I'll save us." The reflection's eyes narrowed, but it said nothing more. As Kinger turned to leave the tower, he felt the weight of its gaze on his back, watching, waiting. The climb down was faster, almost effortless compared to the endless ascent. When Kinger finally emerged from the tower, the chaos of the digital circus greeted him once again. But something had changed. The tower's truth had seeped into his mind, and now, more than ever, he realized the circus was not just a bizarre reality. It was a predator, hungry and relentless. As he rejoined the others, they noticed his pale face and trembling hands. Ragatha approached him, concern in her eyes. "Kinger, are you okay? Where did you go?" Kinger glanced back at the tower, its shadow looming over the circus like a dark secret. He took a deep breath and forced a smile. I went to find some answers, he said, his voice steady but hollow. And I think I found more than I wanted. The group exchanged uneasy glances, but no one pressed him further. They all knew the circus was full of mysteries, some better left unsolved. But Kinger couldn't forget what the tower had shown him. The truth weighed heavily on his mind, and he knew it was only a matter of time before the circus claimed them all. Unless he could find a way to stop it. Regatha's balloon rescue. One sunny day, or as close as a sunny day gets in the digital circus, Kane introduced a new ride to the group, a fleet of hot air balloons, floating high above the circus. "Welcome to the Balloon Rescue Challenge," Kane announced, snapping his fingers to make the balloons hover in midair. "Your task is to ride these balloons and save our dear friend Kinger, who has managed to get himself stranded on one of them. But be careful, the balloons may have a mind of their own." Kinger, already drifting far above them, waved down weakly. "A little help here, please?" Regatha jumped at the chance to help. "Don't worry, Kinger. We'll get you down." Pomni, Jax, and Zubul were less enthusiastic, but they climbed into their own balloons anyway. The moment their feet touched the baskets, the balloons shot up, rocketing them into the sky. "Whoa!" Zubul yelled, gripping the sides of their balloon. "Kane, these things are out of control." Jax, laughing hysterically, tried to steer his balloon but found that the more he pulled on the ropes, the more erratically it moved. "This is ridiculous. I love it." Regatha focused, trying to keep her balloon steady as she approached Kinger. His balloon was stuck in a cluster of digital clouds that fizzled and glitched. "Hold on, Kinger," she called, reaching out. But just as she was about to grab him, her balloon swerved violently to the left, sending her spinning. Pomni, managing to gain some control of her balloon, tried a different tactic. "Maybe we can surround him," she suggested. "If we all get close at once, we can pull him down together." The plan worked, barely. As the balloons wobbled and dipped, Pomni, Jax, and Regatha managed to circle Kinger's balloon, creating enough of a cushion to steady it. Regatha reached over, grabbed Kinger's arm, and pulled him into her balloon. "Got you," she said triumphantly. Kinger, looking a bit pale, nodded. "Thank you. I didn't think I'd ever get down." As they floated back to the ground, Kane appeared below, applauding dramatically. "Fantastic work, everyone. You've completed the Balloon Rescue Challenge. And look, no one got lost forever in the clouds." Pomni sighed, shaking her head. "Why do I feel like that's not something to celebrate?" Jax leaned back in his balloon, grinning. "Because you're no fun. The mirror maze of madness." The digital circus had a new attraction, a twisting, shimmering mirror maze. As usual, Kane couldn't wait to show it off. "Step right up. Come face your reflection in the maze of madness," he called, gleeful as ever. Pomni frowned, suspicious. "What's the catch?" Kane grinned, his eyes flashing with mischief. "Oh, nothing much. Just try not to lose yourself, or you might really get lost." Regatha, always the brave one, stepped forward. "I'm in. It's just a maze, right?" she said, winking at Pomni. Hesitantly, the others followed. Pomni, Zubul, and Kinger, all wary of what the maze might hold. Inside, the maze was a twisting, glittering labyrinth of mirrors that reflected endless versions of themselves. At first, it was almost fun, until the mirrors started warping. Kinger's reflection looked like it had 10 eyes. Pomni's image stretched into infinity. And Zubul just looked annoyed, as usual. Suddenly, Regatha's reflection reached out of the mirror and grabbed her arm. "What is happening?" she yelped. Kane's voice echoed around them. "Oh, did I forget to mention? Some mirrors might want to keep you." Panic set in as they raced through the maze, dodging their doppelgangers, until finally Pomni found the exit. "Out! Out! Out!" she shouted, pulling pulling the others with her. Breathless, they collapsed outside the maze. Never again, Pomni muttered, glaring at Kane, who just giggled.